Hello guys, Art-Teeves here. This is the second video of modeling a low-poly stylized berry bush in a clay pot. In this video, I'll show you the process of texturing. I want to remind you that my texture padding is set to 8, and the overall texture resolution for this model is 2K. I set all baking tabs to maximum amount of rays, disable the ID section, and set subsampling to 16. Actually, 4 is more than enough. I create stylized terracotta material by using a technique which I've borrowed from a great tutorial made by Stylized Station channel a while ago. They were using a gradient slope to create realistically looking anime textures, and I use it to imitate a stylized cartoony terracotta pot. For upper layer, I use a crunch number 9 while having my global balance and my texture opacity sliders set to 1. In order to create a chipped clay texture, I give my upper layer a negative height. After that, I create a separate layer that imitates dirt. You can create several instances of brighter terracotta layers, giving them various height, various mask editor settings, and also different crunch maps. I put all pot layers into a single folder, apply black mask to it, and only unmask it to the clay pot by using a polygon fill tool. If you have proper texture padding and everything has been normalized prior to texturing, you won't have to deal with annoying seams at all, or will only need to give them few minutes of your attention. I add a gradient by simply adding a dirt layer that has a ground dirt smart mask applied to it. Obviously, you want to play around with map settings and reduce the overall opacity of the base color. This is a simple model. If it was a more detailed object, I'd obviously use anchor points to fit dirt into various cracks. I used the same technique to create ground for flowers, not because it is a good method for texturing dirt, but mainly because this way it will match the texture of pot. There are a few differences here from what we did before. First, I increased the height range and also its variety. The second, I reduced the roughness of several dirt layers to make them look watery. Remember to review your model with different light maps and reflection maps now and then. This way you will make an impression on how it will behave in your game engine. For Beres, I basically repeat the whole process, experimenting with various grunge maps and projection settings. Once you have picked settings that match your requirements, you can also play a little with styling, height range, global balance, texture settings, and roughness. I don't pick final colors just yet because I want to see them as matching parts of a single object, and I don't use a reference image. I didn't create a realistically looking cartoony strawberry leaf, so I want my berry bush to differ slightly from what we'd expect to see. This is why I go for dimmer dry colors. I've skipped the part of the video where I play around with layer settings, roughness, and also create a dirt layer and give it a cavity dirt smart mask and also some leaves. I make them almost transparent, yet they give Beres some interesting details. I highlight leaf edges by using a mask editor and playing around with its curvature settings. Also experiment a little with various grunges to give them some interesting details. Colors and roughness are two main things that matter here. Also, you may want to add motion blur to create some directional strips if you so desire. For Beres stems it's basically the same process with one simple exception. I use grunge number 5 to create fibery organic look. Also I put it on a fill layer that has a negative height value. I've cut out the part of the video where I balance colors and slowly bring them together to make them match the whole composition. Next I create a fixed paint layer, set all of its blending options to pass through, and use the clone stamp tool to get rid of remaining UV seams. Thanks for watching guys. If you got any value from this video, be my guest and subscribe to my channel for more stylized content. And most importantly, have a great day.